Ready, break.
Oh, that was a little bitch clap.
That was your bitch clap.
I know whose it was.
Just making sure we all understand.
It's like I clapped my thumb. It's been a while. Been a while.
As long as you
Yeah,
know.
for like 2 weeks now. This is our second week not doing.
Uh, yeah. Well, let's get us in. Welcome back, Flashers, backseat listeners. Forgot the name of our actual podcast. Backseaters, probably a better name. Um,
Mhm.
After our first week off of the 2023 season, I'm a little ashamed. We had a streak going of at least one a week. We had Steam two for a while, dropped to one, and then last
Uh,
week we missed. If there was ever a week to miss, Christmas week seems to be the one that makes
right.
sense. Unfortunately, it's the important week. It was week one of the playoffs, so it's one we shouldn't. But
Yeah.
even now, we're kind of stringing this together. People have probably already heard. I've got the two last boys with me, and that's it.
Big Willie here.
Yeah, Fonz here.
That
Big
was a
Fonz
pitch
here.
intro.
Oh, and even this one, we'll try and squeeze in. We obviously don't have to preview round two of the playoffs because those were already done. We previewed round one. We did not recap it. We can skip preview of round two and we can recap that. So, uh, round one recap, round two recap, and suddenly championship and toilet bowl, which I honestly haven't looked at. Toilet bowl preview. Who's in that thing?
Not me.
Should be Miller and Noe. Isaac and I won our way out of that last
All
week.
right.
Oh, that's right. No, he almost got you, didn't he? He opened up with
Yeah,
George Pickens 31.
yeah, crazy. What the? I'm like, what are you doing, Noe, over there? Come on.
Welcome to my life. No, he fucking brings his A game every time I see him. He does nothing every other week.
Yeah, I was a
And
little worried with that 31 start, but yeah, I won out.
yeah, slight spoiler there. But yeah, we're sitting here right in that little gap between Christmas and New Year's, so we're squeezing it in, and hopefully after the New Year we can maybe have the champion on more notice. We might have been able to get the contestants in here to preview, but if nothing else, we can get them on the back end. It would either be, uh, well, haven't gotten to that um, recap just yet, but we'll talk about that. But yeah, like I said, Christmas is come and gone already. How was y'all's Christmas? What'd y'all do?
We just stayed at home with the family. Watched a little bit of church on TV. And that was it.
Church on TV?
Yeah. They were doing like a little celebration in Italy. So we watched a little bit of that.
Yeah, we also went to our tia's house to,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we went to our
yeah.
aunt's house. Yeah.
So
Ate.
we had tamales and papusas and cake, tres leches,
Three
uh,
milks?
three milks. One of that we had a competition as far as not a competition, but we were trying to tie this rope and figure out how to tie it, and I for the life of me could not get it. But my brother got it pretty quickly, and it was just an ongoing thing there, like with the cousins. Like some of us could figure it out, besides me and my cousin Jaime. We just, no matter how much you showed us, we couldn't fucking get it. I don't know why. And it's such a simple task, like on tying a
It's
rope, like on how to tie.
what he's saying. What he's saying is like I don't know if it's a cliche for like all Hispanics to know how to tie like a knot, a special knot, so that when
Right.
they're packing stuff in the back of a truck and they need to secure the load, that they have a special knot that they use to secure the load. And my cousin supposedly had one, but the problem was that when you tightened it, it unloosened everything. Like all the knots they did would just all come out. So it secured nothing.
It's like a
It's
magic trick.
The fake knot, yeah.
Yeah.
so our aunt's boyfriend was showing us some of the that he knows that he grew up with, and uh, my cousin that was having trouble with that knot was just like, I don't know how to tie a knot, but I could show you a magic trick. So it was just we were just having a little fun thing of just trying to learn how to tie knots that
Um,
day.
yeah, my son caught up pretty quickly too. And I got a video just like he figured out how to do it. But yeah, we
You
were
got the
just being
whole
silly.
family involved.
Yeah,
Tie-
oh no, we did.
Tying knots. That
Yeah.
sounds like a Christmas in the 1930s. Like you guys didn't have television. It's like, let's play the knot tying game.
Well, to be fair, like they don't have a TV in the living room and they're not big on sports. So there's nothing there to watch.
God, I wouldn't have gone.
So
They have
so
they have a
it's
weight machine that you could work out.
yeah, they had a weight machine like and a massage
And
chair, but
a
not a
knot tying
TV
station.
and a knot tying station. Yeah, so literally we're just eating and tying knots, learning how to tie knots. So it was very chill. Um,
Mm.
yeah, very chill
I'm not
Christmas.
sure. I'm not sure that every Hispanic family comes with their own custom knot tying family tradition. I want to say like my experience, so and so, it definitely didn't happen. But I don't know. I don't know if we even qualify as like a true Hispanic family. The parents speak Spanish, but that's about where it ends. That's that's where it dies. We uh, what did we do? We had yeah, it was really quiet, really toned down, much smaller than other years, and everyone put those stupid movies on. I don't think there's a single Christmas movie I like, at least not of the popular ones. I for the first time maybe in my life, A Christmas Carol, no, A Christmas Story, the one with the BB gun. That one was not on at any point in the house the entire day. It's been like
Really,
my life's mission. That's a
dude,
shit
every
movie.
time. Yeah, and I remember you
It's
saying how
always on.
much you hate it.
It's
Yep.
always on. Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm not sure what happened, but it never found its way. The Grinch was on, and God, I hate that movie too. Grinch is
Oh
shit.
damn! I was gonna
Wait,
ask you about that.
Which Grinch movie? Jim Carrey?
The Jim Carrey. The Jim
Yeah,
Carrey.
Oh, you
What's the
hate
other
that
one? Like
one?
the cartoon?
Yeah,
yeah.
there's a more updated one.
Well, it's honestly it's aesthetics. I don't like looking at ugly things, and that whole movie it's just gross. The whole town is dirty. Everyone's got their goofy ass haircuts. It's
What? The
just
heckers
fucking
are goofy.
everything's like crooked and falling down and made of spirals. It looks like a dirty ass and these like soft soap opera lighting. I just ugly. I just fucking hate looking at that entire thing. So I can't enjoy a full movie. And the story it's so played out. There's like four classic Christmas stories and they just get replayed over and over again. It was done over. So at some point when all the they also toned down the gifts and all that stuff. They did the white elephant thing, which was great. I saved so much money this Christmas by having everyone just collectively cancel it. Um, but after that was done, my sister and then we're just kind of playing games in the kitchen, and I had the remote, so I put on the Meg 2, the Megalodon action movie, and like four people caught it caught their attention. They stopped playing games and they came and watched the Meg. So that was like almost my Christmas gift. Is that we didn't have to watch shit Christmas
All
movies,
right.
and I got to watch Jason Statham kick a shark in the face. So.
Hey, Gina, don't ruin it for me. I haven't seen it.
Well, he
At
does it in
this
the
point,
first one.
Yeah,
yeah.
they did show that in the trailer. What
Does he
about like
kick him
night?
again in the second one? I don't remember. I feel like he
He
didn't.
does something that was a little too bizarre for like a 90-foot shark. I can't
Yeah,
recall
I
the
think he's with
whole.
this.
Actually, like it's a silly. It's a it's a silly movie. It's a movie about a prehistoric shark and Jason Statham is in it fighting. But like the whole like last half hour has 45 minutes. It was just nonstop ridiculous. It was just fun. Like you're not going in. It's not Citizen
All
Kane. It's
right.
not going to win Oscars. But if you're just watching a goofy, fun action movie, like it was surprisingly fun. I liked it.
Okay. I have to check it out.
Let's watch it
I have to
next
check it out.
Christmas.
All right. That's the new
new
movie.
new Christmas tradition.
Oh
What
no.
about Nightmare Before Christmas?
Oh, I hate Tim Burton. Same thing, ugly shit.
Damn.
Everything that guy does is just
Yeah.
gross. He tries to take normal things and make them all twisted and ugly. Like you remember Pee Wee Herman?
Yes.
Yeah, that's just I don't like that dude at all.
Yeah.
Oh damn,
Well,
dude. You know what? I'm
he's
gonna throw you in the category with Isaac.
well, he's
Things
dead, dude.
that.
So you don't have to worry about him anymore.
Tim Burton's not dead.
No, Pee Wee.
Oh, Pee Wee.
Oh no, I mean it wasn't even Pee Wee's fault. Pee Wee was pretty normal if you ever watched the
Yeah.
Playhouse. But then Tim Burton gets his creepy little fingers on it, and everything's upside down. And there's ghost women. There's I remember that scene where they started chewing gum and their mouth turned black. It was
I don't
unsettling
remember that
all
scene.
around.
Uh,
I saw it too young.
yeah.
uh,
What's the other? What about that one Santa Claus movie? It was a new one, Violent Night or Violent.
I haven't seen much of the new ones.
Okay.
The Violent Night with the guy from Stranger Things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
is
counts
he
as a
like a?
Christmas movie.
Yeah, there's a handful of like horror Christmas movies. Those are probably fun too.
This
But
is
Krampus.
this is more
Krampus.
of a fun, action-packed, like silly Santa Claus movie. Like I think you would like it because of the silliness. Like um, kind of like the way you like Megalodon too. Like this isn't a very serious
Meg.
movie.
Dude.
The Meg too.
Image. Yeah, maybe I wouldn't be. I'm just so tired of the same five. And I know I'm in the one percentile of people that are just irritated with Elf, A Nightmare Before Christmas,
Nothing's good though.
Grinch. What else? Oh, that's a good show. Those are the big three. Oh, A Christmas Story.
Christmas
All those.
Story.
If
Yeah,
I never see those again, it'd be too soon.
I
Any
think
of them.
those are the main ones. You got them all. Vacation.
Yeah.
The vacation one.
I've never really seen that start to finish.
Hmm.
I'm super familiar with that one. I never really watched like the Tim Allen Santa Claus movies.
I enjoyed them as a kid.
How about the classics? The like the claymation Rudolph and Frosty the Snowman
Oh, dude,
cartoons.
that's. I think I had that on DVD. I had it on DVD, and the only reason why I got it was because the nostalgic memories I had of just watching that. But it's kind of creepy.
Is it?
Yeah,
I,
I don't
I
know.
haven't seen it in a long time.
It's
I,
just like
I can't remember it.
it's really weird. I don't know. It's just the visual for me, I think, and just like how the whole
Just
storyline.
bad animation.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, having a low tolerance for irritating aesthetics, it rolls out a lot of movies. You guys will totally disagree, but that's why I can't watch those Spider-Verse movies. I just hate looking at them. Just can't stand
Yep, I absolutely disagree with
them. So there's my
I'm
annual.
not. I'm not a movie buff, but I love watching movies.
you. I was processing that too. I'm
I
not a
have to look up what
movie,
movie buff
Well,
is
because
because that's not true.
but I
no,
love
I feel like
movies.
a movie buff is someone who has the knowledge, has the
Oh, someone who
ability to
knows a
describe
lot about a
about movies.
particular subject.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, but I
So
don't. So I'm not a movie buff, but I love watching movies.
they know a lot about films. That's such like a weird burn on yourself. You're like,
Yeah.
it's like this thing I do all the time, but I never get any better at just being able to describe things.
Like I couldn't tell you how much a movie grossed or what the prediction of it is going to gross like in theaters. Like I couldn't tell you any of that. Like, but I'll go and watch it. I don't care how bad it looks.
It says they know a lot about films. So I don't know. It depends on how you want to grade that. Is it directors? Is it actors? Is it who wrote the screenplay? Is it the being able to
Yeah.
break down the story of it, sort of stuff. So yeah, whatever. All right, I think we've BS'd. I think we've BS'd enough. There's my annual Grinch roll, still,
Woo!
still going strong.
Merry late Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas. Yeah, New Year's coming up. You guys doing anything fun for that?
Isaac, we might go join Isaac. Go watch the crackers, the fireworks from
So
Six
no.
Flags.
I was gonna say so. No.
What?
I'm kidding. Shout out, Isaac.
I was gonna say it too. So
I'm just being dicks.
It was there. It was there. Okay, let's say we recap some round one playoff action and then round two and then preview the finals and we'll get out of here. We're the only ones that have come into the office in the last 2 weeks into the podcast studio. So
real quick. Mario, did you ever get the gift from Castro?
I mean I would not know. I've not checked my mail and I haven't been out my
Fuck.
front door. So I have no idea.
Well, I'm gonna ruin it for you real quick, but I'm assuming Castro got everybody this, so I just wanted to show it off and say thank you, Castro. But uh,
Oh,
It's a little
As he,
helmet.
are we on videos, Fonz?
Hey,
Oh
yeah, we're
yeah,
on video.
I'm assuming
Yeah,
we're on video. My bad. That's why I'm
yeah, we
saying
are.
this.
Yeah, we are.
That's
But
nice.
So my
yeah, but
brother. Oh, go
for the
ahead.
Spotify, just describe it for the Spotify podcast.
Um, I mean, it's a picture.
It's a
a
mini
football
helmet.
helmet,
Yeah,
mini
mini helmet.
helmet of our picture on the podcast.
The
Yeah, a logo of the podcast where I'm not on. Nice one, Castro.
Yeah. So my brother opened this and he was just like, I was like, oh, this is really cool, and his reaction was like the one logo he decided to do, and gave me a gift, and I'm not on it. I was just like,
That's
yeah,
fine. That's still the front page of our podcast thing, right? That's what people see when they click on it.
right,
All
Oh
the
no,
right,
amazing car.
that's changing with next season. I'm gonna
sure.
have our logo done with me on there. So
But my brother did make that comment. I was like, I mean, he's rightfully so. Like, why even give him that gift? He's not even on there.
It's even funny that he sent one to your brother. It's still just not good enough.
and I was the only one that answered too with the address, and so these did.
Yeah,
That's
I
very
heard he was
true.
throwing a fit. Because we were trying to schedule a podcast episode, and then he just comes in like, everyone send me your address. And I was like, fuck that. We're in the middle of trying to figure out if we're gonna do a show, and it got derailed.
Yeah.
So I just ignored it. And also, the pressure of having to get Christmas stuff. I was like, if he doesn't get me anything, then I don't have to get him anything. So that's even more reason not to. And Fonz, I think he said he was bickering to you. Why did nobody answer my text? And if Jose was there, yeah.
Yeah, but dude, you knew it was coming, man. You do it to everybody else, and you expect them not to get upset with you.
The hypocrisy. Taste of his own medicine. Too bad Deez isn't here to be like, excuse me? He said, what?
Dude, yeah, Deez just absolutely hates Castro right now. He never responded to his Christmas invitation to Deez's Christmas party.
Yeah, and he's over there
Just
asking for
lying.
Deez's address, and it's on the fucking invitation.
So, okay, back that up. There's an episode. I don't actually remember if it was an episode. I remember it was on one of these chats. But Castro was
Yeah.
talking a lot of shit after Deez came out and said, "You don't answer my texts. You don't, like, you take days at a
Yep.
time." And he's like, "When's your Christmas party, Deez? I'll be there." And he's like, "You won't even be in town." He goes, "No, like, I'll be there. I'll be there." Fast forward, he's not in town. He's not at the party. Jose
Nope.
sends him an invite anyway via text. One of a digitally designed one has all the info on it. Castro doesn't answer to it. The next thing Castro asks is, "Hey, send me your address," which is on the invitation in the text that he had just responded to. So yeah, you're not getting any sympathy from Jose for not sending
Oh
the
no.
address.
No, no, no.
Oh my god!
Más pendejo, dude. Thanks
Yeah,
for the gift.
I'm gonna regift it. Shit, it has nothing to do with me.
Shit, mine might be on my porch. I better go. That's too big to fit in my little mailbox. I better go check.
No, it's a little medium. I should fit in there.
Mm.
My
Oh,
mailbox is one of those slits.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, all right. Let's recap. We've round one of the playoffs. Starting with the loser bowl. Warwick, with high score of the week over in the losers bracket, got Isaac 128 to 103. Not even going to break down the who did what. Just that was the final score. Again, in the losers bracket, you want to win. You want to be not the loser advances. Basically, you don't want to be the
Right.
last loser standing. Person to lose out. So Warwick punched his ticket. He will not get the lottery penalty ball, or the lottery ball penalty for winning the toilet bowl championship. On the other side, Scott, your nemesis Fonz. I told you not to worry. I even picked you in this game. Scott got you pretty good, 99 to 74, in a game in which Bijan Robinson went negative. Scott still fucking beat you by 25 somehow because everyone else went off. Amari Cooper, man, like sneaky pickup of the back half of the year there on his side. So Fonz advanced to round two of the losers bracket. Over on your side, William, it was your perfect undefeated playoff record against Castro's perfect winless playoff record. I think you were 4-0 and he was 0-5 all time. was a little dicey there for a minute. You had a sit. I think it was your defense, or was it
Uh,
your kicker?
I
You
thought
had sat somebody. I guess it was just your. Oh, it was CEH. You sat
CH
CEH for
for Hollywood Brown.
Hollywood Brown. That was
Yep,
the brutal one. So
yep.
CEH had 16 on your bench. Hollywood Brown 0. So going
Zero.
into Monday night, you had DeAndre Swift, Kenneth Walker going up against DK Metcalf, and I think you were down by like 7, or was it like 12,
No,
10, something like
I
that.
think it was more than 7. Yeah, it might have been 12. Um,
I I think it was.
I'm thinking of
I think it was
his.
like 10.
yeah,
It was like 10. Anyway,
it
you
was
were
in the
not
double
projected to
digits.
win, but
Nope.
then the game gets played out. I actually flip flopped. I thought DeAndre Swift would have the bigger day against Seattle, but it was Kenneth Walker coming through big, 86 yards and a touchdown, along with 26 receiving yards. Put up 17 for you. DeAndre Swift gave you 7.5 himself, and then DK Metcalf on the other side, pretty quiet day, 7.8. But it did get close at the end because that's the one where Seattle had a game-winning drive
Oh,
and a
yeah.
late touchdown where you could not see the receiver at first, but it turned out to be JSN instead of DK Metcalf. And
DK
DK, I
Metcalf.
think he had like 4 points going into that drive, and he had some ridiculous catches.
Yep.
I think it
Very
was
last
two
minute.
big catches, yeah, in that drive. But yeah,
Mhm.
finished off with JSN.
Ridiculous catches. But ultimately, the touchdown goes to Jackson Smith and Jigba, not DK Metcalf, putting Castro at a loss 95.8 to your 102.54. The streaks continued for both. Castro, now
Woo!
lifetime, 6 playoff
Woo!
appearances in 5 years, 0 wins, 0-6.
You suck, Castro. This all
And I
this
know
this
he's
whole
lost to
yeah.
all three of us, just off of memory. I didn't look it up. I remember he's lost to all three of us somewhere in the streak. I don't know the other three.
I love that I beat Castro in this first round. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Because I think it's every time you go 2 rings, because you're never gonna get there again. Never gonna get there again. Well, you got
Yep.
you got back in.
I
You
got
went
back
back in.
in and I beat him. That's right.
That
Hmm.
advanced William to the final four. Moving on to round two, and then there was my game against D's. Super frustrating game on both sides. Neither one of us eclipsed 81 points on this one. It was really, I was actually talking to Jose fairly often. We were talking Spurs stuff throughout the day, and I think around like 1:45, I shot him a text. I said, "Dude, this is just gross. Like, none of us even deserve to win." I told him this feels like that scene in Avengers where Widow and Hawkeye just take turns trying to see who can kill themselves.
Dude, that's a very
Nobody
sad
wanted to.
moment.
Oh, it was sad on this particular Sunday as well. Nobody wanted to fucking do anything. Um, Ultimately, it came down to me being down by about 7 with AJ Brown left to play, and season long. Dees has a prominent history of getting screwed over on Monday night. There was the whole Tutu Atwell situation, and there was one other famous one where he had recently, like in the last 4 weeks, I'm sure he remembers, somebody put up enough points to edge him out on a Monday night. And then I had AJ going on a Monday night in a fair matchup against Seattle. I'm like, all right, well, he should get it, but my whole team is taking a big shit this week, so maybe he won't. Ultimately gets 10 targets, but only 56 yards. I end up coming 2.02 points short, falling 78.54 to his 80.56. This is particularly frustrating considering what my team did this week, which would have been in a game against Joe, which I'll get to in a sec. But the in a game decided by 2 points, if you watched any of them, there's a million things that could have happened. I can't speak to Jose's side because I didn't watch his games and his players as closely as my own. But my God, the big three: Derrick Henry, Javonte Williams, Brees Hall. Those three guys combined for 48 touches and totaled. I'm sorry, 41 touches and totaled 48 yards 4.8 points combined from those three names, averaging 1.17 yards per touch. It's almost impossible. Imagine you were up by 5 points and your opponent had Javonte Williams, Derrick Henry, and Breece Hall to play, and you won. That's basically what happened. Like, that's impossibly poor performance from these guys. I blame Miller. 16 carries, 9 yards for Derrick Henry, 4 catches, 1 yard. He had 20 touches and totaled 10 yards. This motherfucker. So, fast forward to what happened this week, and it gets even worse. But yeah, just a little thing. There was one point where Javonte Williams, like, they called a touchdown, and even the booth announcers were like, "Hey, it looks like I would challenge it. It looks like he's in." But then they just run a hurry up play and ran the next play, so that he fucking loses out on that one.
Oh, wow.
Derrick Henry's on the goal line. What is more automatic than give Derrick Henry the ball on the goal line? QB sneak. Will Levis runs in, takes the touchdown. Justin Fields, Hail Mary at the end of the game. Worst thing that happens is a pick. Best thing that happens usually just incomplete. Well, it's getting batted down right into Darnell Mooney's hands. It turns out to be a 50-yard touchdown. Oops, he fumbles it into a Browns player's hand, and it fucking goes -2. So just all
it rolled off his hands.
I mean, any of these things would have been different. The one dude who performed, my boy Jade. Oh, and Tyreek Hill fucking injured out of nowhere. Doesn't even play in the game. The one guy, Jaden Reed, my rookie, only guy who came to play 52 yards and a touchdown, he gets fucking hurt in the fourth quarter, doesn't play the rest of the time. So just thing after thing after thing, super agitating. But I think I said it going in. I was like, I've seen the way the tea leaves are broken this whole year. I don't feel great about it. And yeah, this was the world trying to troll me, but I already fucking saw it coming. So fuck on that.
Suck it.
Called it.
You ain't gonna get me.
You ain't gonna get me. But, oh my god, just the way.
Yeah, that's brutal. I mean, between three running backs, 40 and not even 5 points from total. Not even total from all three of them. Derrick Henry, Javonte Williams, Breece Hall. Like, that's wild, man.
For
some big names. Yep.
For comparison, Breece Hall had 31 points this week. I just needed 3.
Derrick Henry, what did he have this week?
Yeah,
we'll get there.
Yeah, 20.
Yeah.
Oh. Ooh, all right.
To the next one.
All right. Well, with that in mind, we had our final 4. Losers bracket was Noe and Miller had their automatic buys, move on to face Isaac and Fonz. I have a tough time navigating the web page.
So yeah, and the loser bracket in the toilet bowl, yeah, it was me and Noe versus Miller. Me and Noe and Miller and Isaac. That's sort of matchups.
Man, I just cannot bring up the actual matchup page. Is that where it says status? Status on the other one.
When you go
You
to
were having-
standings, if you go to standings, the right side, you'll see
It's when I go to week 15, it's there. But when I go to week 16, it just shows me standings. League matchups will be finalized pending stat corrections on Wednesday. What is that? Oh, that would have been last night. Oh, haven't I? I just need to refresh, I think. There we go. I got it now.
Here we go.
All is better. Dude, I was having lunch today over the practice field and was eating, and then I just heard, "Here we go," and I was like, "What the fuck?" It was actually Dak during practice. I'm like, "Oh, that's so weird."
It was actually him.
Yeah.
Yes, cafeteria is right there next to the practice field.
Well, I went because the lunchroom was like pretty. It was just like full of players and stuff. I was like, I went up to like a different section, but it overlooks the field and has no windows. So I was up there and I heard it. Here we go. Just kept hearing that every couple of minutes. All right, losers bracket side. We'll start with Isaac because it was it was maybe the least compelling because Miller didn't even start a kicker or defense. It looked like he was just conceding that he was going to be the shit champ. I don't know if he didn't remember that there's a penalty that comes with it or what, but maybe he remembered for this week because he signed a kicker and defense overnight. So it looks like he intends to set his full lineup
He
this
thought it
week.
worked
But
the other way around, maybe. I don't know.
maybe he
Yeah.
forgot. I don't know, but
Yeah.
he got it. Wouldn't have mattered. He lost by 30. Like I don't think it was really a good combination that would have gotten him that many points. But yeah, he lost 60 to Isaac's 89. Isaac has stepped out of the toilet bowl consideration. And on the other end, you, Bonds, like we said, George Pickens brought it to you Thursday night, 31.5 points, best game of his short career. Of course, against Bonds. Leaving you to sweat a little bit. But yeah, pretty solid performances all around. Montgomery with almost 13. Kyron Williams, man, he's been solid. 16 and
Yeah.
a half. CD, he had 19. I think like 15 of that was in the first quarter, in the first drive alone.
Mm.
Chris Olave had a pretty nice day. Derek Carr took him off all season, but he finally started to look like a decent quarterback.
Yeah, we'll see
And
how that translates to next year.
yeah. And I mean, that was it. Dylan did okay. Kincaid had a rough day. Kicker defense were all right. And then on your bench, of course, Khalil Herbert with 18 as he gets the start in Chicago. But maybe the biggest glimmer of hope as you walk away the victor over Noe, 107 to 99. Bryce Young, double digits, 300 yards passing,
Yeah.
2 touchdowns. Maybe not buried just yet. And
He just
funny when we
increased
saw
his
each
ceiling.
other. Yeah, I mean, maybe. Well, we said when we saw each other this past week, Dees had talked about Bryce Young in a trade maybe involving Raheem Mostert and just how lopsided he felt, and the league was going to give him shit. And I told him, remember, I had Lamar his rookie year, and people said he's a running back, that this guy cannot throw. And fast forward 3 years, he's the MVP. So when it gets to year one, he's got the worst team in the league potentially, a rough situation. Like a lot of great quarterbacks, Troy Aikman, Peyton Manning had rough rookie starts. Like it's still early, so just seeing him capable of throwing 300 yards and using a little bit of that mobility is a sign. You got him at a discount at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
Hopefully it
and I
works out
love
for
it
you.
because I'm just worried because I also uh don't know if I want to draft a QB in the draft for next season. So now we
Don't
still
Don't
do
get
get
it.
locked
Dak,
up. Just
Bryce,
don't get hung up on one
and
guy. Like
Yeah.
and I had to be flexible this time around. We'll see what happens.
flexible.
Yeah,
Well, you
I'm
always
just
have
a
a
little worried
practice
about
squad
that.
too. There's always depth, so you
Yeah.
can let Bryce cook in there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, over on Noe's side, his running backs are really what killed him. He only lost by 8. ETN had 3. Why did he start Dearness Johnson? Who's his other running back?
I
I don't think he
Jamal
has
Williams.
any.
Yeah, I think he started him. Yeah, he's been starting him. I
Yeah.
don't think he has anything else.
Oh, Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders had point 0.8. I know what Noe's taking if he gets a high pick next year. My goodness. Yeah, those guys really killed him. And Drake London, Kyle Pitts. What is Kyle Pitts ranking? Tight end 13. Feels like he's finally been scoring recently. 2 touchdowns his last 3 games.
I guess same thing like with the other team we were just talking about. They're just performing well at the end. The Panthers. Uh, and Derek Carr going to get the other two finally towards the end of the
Mm,
season. So yeah, that's just kind of what it feels like the theme here.
too little, too late for some of these people. But Zay Flowers had a pretty nice day for him. 9 catches on 13 targets, scored again. Zay Flowers coming on a little bit too. It's his 3rd touchdown in 4 games. Target share has gone way up since week 12, 8, 10. He only had 2 against the Jags. I'm not sure what happened there, but 13 this past week. Looking like a nice little first round pick for Noe there.
Actually, Zay Flowers was making me sweat a little bit with how well the Ravens are playing because I felt
Mm-hmm.
like he was getting a lot of targets in that game, and I was like, I don't think I can afford another. I don't think I can survive another touchdown from Zay Flowers. So I'm glad that they were whooping on that Niners ass because if they kept going longer, I just felt like that was gonna be something I was gonna worry about later.
Well, you do hold on to win. Yeah, you're lucky they couldn't score because they kicked like 4 field goals, I feel like. But
They did.
Brock Purdy just kept handing them the ball in their own territory, so they could have had a lot more points. But you did hold on to survive. Very fortunate for you. You're not in the toilet bowl. It is in fact the bottom two seeds, the
Good.
team that had the first round bye, Noe versus Miller in the shit championship, and that will be coming straight from Florida. Castro will give you he'll ask you for your address. Feel free to ignore him.
But there is a trophy, correct, for this ship bowl.
There is a
And
trophy
if you do
coming.
not take it, we will find a way to get it in your house.
I wonder if Castro will send the book too, because Warwick sent him how to
That's
play
right.
fantasy football book or some shit like that.
I don't remember that. Oh my
Like
god.
I
Loser's Guide
remember.
to Fantasy Football or Dummy's
Hmm.
Guide, something like that.
It's one of those, yeah, with those yellow, yeah, dummies, like
They should
fantasy
really get
playoffs for
packaged
dummies.
together. Yeah, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
We'll see what he does. All right, on to the winning bracket side. We'll start with D's at Joe. D's was an 18-point underdog coming in. A little bit of back and forth. There was a point where I think the gap was close to about 4 or 5 points. But then Christian McCaffrey got to play, and uh, that I think was the biggest separator. Joe's team has been pretty much a juggernaut all season. Joe came in hard, man. 128.34 for him on the week to Jose's 108. Jose's team woke up a little bit, just not enough. Over on Jose's side, Josh Allen, pretty solid game with his 25. Saquon had a nice game with 16. Even Zeke got in the action with 12, but Debo decides to take the fucking week off when I'm not playing him. Debo only 5. That whole Niners team was rough, except for Kittle. Honestly, at 126 yards, he's about the only bright
Yeah.
spot on that one. But yeah, Deontay Johnson got him with 1.5. Garrett Wilson, quiet day. Devon Achane, I think obviously he was hoping for a lot more. Tough matchup against Dallas, and Mostert was the one getting the touchdowns and only gets some 3.1. Really, the main reason it was even this close is his kicker, Younghoe Koo, got him 20 points, which was a solid
Woo!
start. That is what made it
Man.
close for a bit, but by the time Tucker and McCaffrey got going, because it did come down to that Monday night game where it was Kittle and Debo against Justin Tucker and Christian McCaffrey, but
Mhm.
McCaffrey, as bad as the Niners played, still got his 19, and Tucker, one of his better games of the season, got his 16. In fact, his second best game of the season. We all remember number one. That was against defense. uh, yeah, those 35 certainly outperformed Debo and Kittle's 17, and Joe just pretty much ran away with it, 128 to 108. Like I said, um, we'll get into more Joe's team now that he's moving on to the finals. Before we do, William, you had a tough matchup on your own. You're about a 10-point underdog coming into this game against
Again.
Justin, the number one, always an underdog, the number one scoring offense, the first place team in the league, number one seed overall. You had to step in, and I'll let you explain how this one went.
No, you're good.
Okay, I'll do it. Well,
Fucking do it.
No, I'll do it. You have been talking a while. I was trying to I was trying to pull it up. Um, so I had Tua put up 15 points. Kenneth Walker put up 5 points against Tennessee Titans. DeAndre Swift had a good game. Honestly, he kept me in it. Um, he put up 15.20. Rasheed Rice, no touchdown, but I feel like he did well. 57 yards, 5.7. I
12,
think Pat
12
Mahomes,
targets. 12 targets.
yeah, Pat
Twelve
Mahomes really
times.
set the bet on that day. I think it was all him. Jacoby Myers, 4.20. Um, what can you expect from a backup quarterback? He's going to have on and off days. Isaiah Likely, he put up 5.60. Um, yeah, this
I'll
one
take
hurt
that from a
me.
tight end.
Yeah, Isaiah Pacheco. This one really hurt me. Uh, he put up 6.60. He ended up getting hurt. I think it was in the third quarter at some point.
Mhm.
And my brother and I watched his helmet come off and his head just bobble, because he just
It
like
was right into
Because
some guy's
someone,
knee,
so
right?
his knee,
yeah,
yeah.
someone need him.
And
Yeah.
I was like, no fucking way. Like, is he all right? He got up. He got up immediately and looked okay. But then I got a message saying, nope, he's going to the blue medical tent, yada yada. He's being evaluated for a concussion. And I'm just like, fuck me, dude. Like, And then like after that, CEH
You
has like
knew he
this
wasn't
big,
coming back. You knew he wasn't coming
yeah.
back.
No, I knew, yeah. And CEH, did his thing and put up some yards. Um, Nico Collins, he put up 9.80. Uh, solid, solid touchdown, 2 point conversion. The kicker, Moody, put up 6.50. That's average. Average for a kicker, I guess. Not bad. And then the Colts defense really hurt me. They put up 0 points.
That's a
0
rough one.
points. I
Rough one.
almost did start the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense, um, but decided no. The Colts have been doing well for me. They've been scoring. They've been doing well. I'm gonna keep it. I'm not gonna change it. I'm not gonna get cute with it. I'm just gonna just leave it as is, right? Because I got cute with it last time, and I barely won. Um, and Buccaneers defense put up 15 points this week. My Colts defense put up 0. And then Rashid Shaheed on Thursday night, I think it was Thursday night, he put up
Mm.
a touchdown. It was, so he ended up with like 13.40. But realistically speaking, I was not going to start Rashid Shaheed at all.
He hadn't had more than 3.5 points since week 8. So there's
Mhm.
no, it would have been insane to start him. And even then, he got
Yeah,
13, which is nice, but it's not world beater.
yeah. So with that, the total points were 74.72. That does not sound like a winner to me.
It doesn't
Um,
sound like it's enough to take down the number one team. And in
no.
fact, it was not, as Justin actually he was there. He was there to be had.
Yeah, he
This is
was.
why the one seed is so crucial. He had an off day, and he's texting me. I think Saturday night when
Ah,
the Chargers and Buffalo were playing, and he goes, oh, my team he said something along those lines where well, my team just goes to bed when the playoffs start. And I sent him a screenshot of my team last week, and I said, I don't want to hear it. Don't speak to me
yeah.
about this
Just shut up, Justin.
until your three starting running backs score 4.8 points. No one speak to me. Yeah,
And then
Stephon
lose,
Diggs, another
and then
rough
lose
game.
by 2.2 points or
Yeah,
2.02. Oh my god.
2.02. And like in a way, going back to that for a sec, that Justin Fields interception that was -2. I'm almost glad it happened because then I would have lost by .02. It would have been the smallest margin of defeat ever in the history of our
Oh,
playoff
that
bracket.
is so true. Oh
I'm kind
man.
of glad that interception happened to at least make it 2.02.
Oh man. Yeah, that would
Um,
have been the record right there. You would have had the
oh yeah,
record, right?
oh
Oh
yeah.
my
And then I
god.
guarantee, like my team went off this week, and I guarantee it would have gone off next week, and it would have been like, yeah, .02, suck on that. You would
Uh,
have had a title. So nope, didn't get me
just
that way, fuckers.
just don't take us to Fantasy Island right now or Castro Island.
Oh, I'm gonna. I'm gonna take it in Joe's bracket. Uh, but yeah, Justin, kind of rough day. He really got screwed when Josh Jacobs was deactivated last minute. Amir Abdul only got him 1.2. Stephon Diggs 2.9. Those were the killers, but everyone else kind of solid. Mostert got him double digits. And Joku scored again. Amon-Ra had a nice day with 16.6. And Lamar, people were uncertain about him against the Niners, but man, did Baltimore dismantle the Niners this past week.
Man.
Possible Super
And
Bowl preview.
yeah, Super Bowl. That's exactly what I'm thinking too. Another rematch of I forgot what year it was, but the Harbaugh Bowl.
The Horrible.
Except,
It feels like that's when the lights went out and Kaepernick was still playing. I feel like that was like
yeah.
2012
Oh
or something
my
like that.
God, Kaepernick was playing. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the lights
yeah,
didn't go out. You're right. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
well done. All right, pop quiz. Rashid Shaheed got him 13.7. What is Rashid Shaheed? Sorry, not Shaheed. Rashid White, the Tampa. What is
Rashad
Rashid
White.
White's running back ranking?
I
Two.
actually 6.
Did you look at it, Fuds?
I yes, I did, but I knew that. The good thing is that I remembered it. I didn't look at it right now. I just remember looking at it that he's number 6.
I knew he was up there.
Rashid Shaheed has quietly been.
Rashad White.
Rashad White.
Sorry, Rashad White.
Rashid Shaheed.
It's like not even close.
More fun name to say. Rashad White has quietly been one of the steadiest, most under. I don't even think Justin promoted him until like week 13. But listen to his games since week 7. 9.9, and then everything else double digits. 10.9, 23.9, 15.8, 11.8, 11, 16, 19, 19, 13. Just steady. Steady. He's gotten great usage.
Yeah, he is the rock of the Tampa Bay's offense right now. Like if he's not doing good, they're falling apart.
Well, maybe it's helped Baker too, because they have to worry about the run game, and Baker's looked pretty good these past couple weeks also.
That is true.
And apparently the defense is good, or maybe the Jaguars are trash because that defense just rocked.
I think the Tampa Bay's defense is pretty good, but yeah, I think Jaguars' offense has just been struggling.
Yeah, they were pretenders. They were the William of the playoff race.
No. If I was a pretender, I would have won that first round.
Look at Castro. Everybody beats Castro.
Doesn't matter. No, doesn't matter.
Castro's like injured. He was limping into the playoffs.
This said he was at his best.
Justin didn't have his best game, but enough to beat you 94 to your 74. And good news is, even if you had those 15 from Tampa, you still would have lost by 5. So you can rest easy on that one. The only correct combination would have been to start Rashid Shaheed, really Rashid Shaheed, I really mean it this time, over like Jacoby Myers, which like you never ever would have done. But
nope.
You could sleep. So yeah, I think Bond said it. This is the year of your streaks ending. Your 7-year failing to get more than 5-win streak ended, and now your perfect playoff record has come to an end. Justin, one of our 2 expansion teams. This is his 5th year in the league. He gets his first ever playoff win as a franchise.
Mm-hmm.
I think first ever playoff win as an expansion team, because Scott has been, but I don't think he won that year he got there. Yeah.
Well,
it
was
blazing trails.
Yeah, it was a good run, I gotta say, from the beginning of the year.
5-0, right? 5-0
yeah,
start the year.
I think it was 5-0
once this year.
Yeah, and got more than 5 wins. Made it to the playoffs at that, and then got past the first round at that. And now I'm in tier 1 destination, and I just realized whoever has my first round pick this coming up year. Ha! Thought I was yeah, somebody has. It might be Miller.
But
I don't know. Miller was doing so many trades, like he might have given that away. I don't know, but I know I don't have a first rounder this coming up year, so I'm like, all right, I'll take it. This was fun. Thanks, Justin. It would have been nice to beat your ass and go to the championship, but it was a good run. It was a good run. I definitely did not deserve to win with that.
74.
Yeah, no.
As much as I would have liked to have seen you win just for the pure comedy of it, that you stumble your way into the playoffs and then just for some reason nobody can ever beat you. I'm glad it wasn't you, because you would not have stood a chance against Joe. So at least Justin has a fighting chance.
Maybe I would have. I don't know.
Okay, play pretend against Joe this week. Let's see what happens.
Nah, Deez and I are supposed to go kicker versus kicker. I don't know if he knew I was serious, but I was. So
his kicker just went for 20 this week.
I don't care, dude. I don't care.
I don't want to see that. Set your real lineup. I want to see what you would have done against Joe. I bet even your highest combination possible, he wouldn't beat Joe.
I bet. Let's see.
we'll see. Well, you bringing up the draft pick is actually a good sort of segue. We with the season ending and the top 4 finalists, and now even the top 2 finalists, and Joe and Justin. Congratulations to those two. We'll preview their matchup here in a second. The divisions are official for next year now. So the top 4, the final 4 playoff teams form tier 1. So William, that is you, Jose,
Woo!
Joe, and Justin. So you'll get to rematch against these guys twice next
Oh,
year.
wait till next year.
You're in the Thunderdome now, man.
Yeah, oh my God.
Uh,
Oh,
I'm ready.
you're gonna have a hard ass schedule.
Just wait. I do best when you all doubt me.
We doubted you for 7 years. You were winning 5 games every time. So
Uh,
that's Division 1. Tier 2, if I can find the standings here, I think I know it off of memory. That is made up of Warwick. Me and Castro, because we're the other 2 playoff teams. Warwick and UFONs. So we will all see each other twice next year. So you, me, and Castro are all going to play twice. And Warwick's going to get a crack at each of us too. And that leaves the final 4, the 2 toilet bowl contenders, Noe and Miller. Fucking Miller from tier 1 to tier 3. We'll see how he rebuilds.
Wow, my brother went from tier 3 to tier 1. My goodness.
right, baby.
That's
right.
Anyway, so Noe, Miller, Isaac, and Scott will make up tier 3 next year.
Stay out of my tier, Scott. God damn it. I can't play you twice. 3 times in 1 year.
You avoided Scott. Lucky you traded with Isaac and your brother traded with Miller. I think that's mostly what happened there. Oh, Castro got out of tier 3 also. He went up to tier 2.
Yeah.
Moving on up.
Yeah, everyone's shuffling around. Okay, my final note of bitterness is I put a button on my season. I didn't even bother setting a lineup because it didn't matter this week. I put up 124 points with 3 positions not started, including Tyreek Hill, who's just sitting on IR. He had an additional 10. But with Tyreek alone, I would have had the high score of the week. The first time all season after getting second place, I think 4 or 5 times this year, never getting the high score, never getting the $40, instead paying out that money to other people. The 1 week I win it is the 1 week that it doesn't matter, that it's totally ineligible and can't win the fucking thing. So, Joe, you're lucky that 3 of my combined. Because I would have brought that
to La La Land.
in the finals.
No, not La La Land. Dude, you didn't
Fantasy
start.
Island.
Corner.
You didn't start 3 positions.
Yeah.
One, your flex spot, no kicker, no defense, and you still put up 124. My God, dude.
They already knows this.
I'm just baffled. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, yeah, we already told you this other fucking guys. Brees Hall 31,
30. Yep.
Justin Jefferson 20. I mean, he had 8 last week. Yeah, whatever. It's not 20. It's not 1, but it's not 20. Javante found the end zone this time. He did nothing else, but he scored. And Derrick Henry's 20. Just, I got the corpse of Derrick Henry to deal with on my team next year. We'll see. Just my last bit of bitterness. Oh, it would have been such an epic game. I could have enjoyed Christmas so much more. But now, because of all this, I guarantee my team's going to light it up again. And in the Castro's corner that we're in now, I'm going to have my fake championship as we go.
Well, and since we're on Fantasy Island,
yeah,
La La Land.
It would have been wild if I won and these won, and we went up against each other because one of us would have came out with the number 3. That would have been very interesting to see. Yeah. But it's better this way. I'm glad, low key D's. I'm kind of,
It's so not even the same. You lost by 20. I had 3 running backs combined for 5 points.
It's his La La Land. It's his,
I didn't say that to be close. It's just, Fantasy Island.
I thought we were on Fantasy Island, right?
That's what we were doing, dude. I'm sorry.
Oh man. All right, that's a button on my season.
Boom.
We'll have some work to do. We'll have some work to do in the off season. All right. This is it, guys. This is the finals. The
Woo.
championship. In terms of legacy, Joe is running Greg's old franchise. It's had three owners up to this point. Greg for first 6 years, I think. No, 7 years. Did Jacob do 1 or 2 years?
One.
One.
1 year. He did
Only
one
He
did
did
year.
one
one, right?
season.
He came and
Yeah,
Only
flipped
did
the
one
whole thing
season.
upside down. So
he
seven
did.
years under Greg, 1 year under Jacob. I'm sorry, 6 years under Greg, 1 year under Jacob, and now this is Joe's second year. This team, trying to figure out who to liken them to because they're there every year. They had plenty of playoff appearances. Famously, William, you got your first ring by beating this franchise in a stat correction that took 3 months to even notice. We thought Greg had won the championship for years or for months
It was
before.
3 months after the fact.
Yeah, I
I
was like logged in the off season and was like, wait a minute,
yeah.
why does this guy score higher?
Mario did, and I didn't notice it. And then Mario was the one that like text, and I was like, "No fucking way!" Like my heart was already broken. Like I was already done. Like I was already in recovery, and then bam, I was over it. And then bam, I was like, "Get the fuck out of here!"
Yeah,
I
Oh
won.
man.
Yeah.
yeah. So that's the kind of heart. I remember I beat this franchise once when he had Alvin Kamara and Kamara went down on like the first play of the game and I won by like a point. And so he got eliminated. That was the year Isaac won. And I was like, because I kept winning when I shouldn't have. And I went to play Isaac in the finals and got fucking slaughtered. I'm like, yeah, I shouldn't have been here. So it went through that heartbreak. And then for a minute, changed ownership and um, uh, I think the fantasy outlook ranking of this team was like last place, and then Jacob came in just clean house and started the trend of just saying, "Fuck the future, I'm buying now." Traded his number one rights to Najee Harris, which will seem to be a good call for a bag from Castro. Mike Evans, Terry McLaurin, James Conner, a lot of those guys were the cornerstone of that trade. Um, Jacob left us after year one. Joe came in and just picked up right where Jacob left off. Just no fear, just fucking give me the players. I'm going for it now. The average age of his team is higher than anybody else in our league. Though you can sort of start to see the wheels falling off of guys like maybe Eckler and Devontae Adams this year, but Mike Evans and Keenan Allen having a renaissance here. It seems like.
Yeah, yeah.
So any gaps he had, he went and bought some more, grabbing Jalen Hurts to secure that QB position, make up for the loss of Kirk Cousins there. But yeah, been quite a roller coaster for Joe, and he's been a heavy favorite in every game. I don't recall what week he acquired Jalen Hurts, but I'd be curious to see the breakdown post Jalen Hurts, Austin Eckler trade versus pre. But he's been a juggernaut for a while, and now he is one win away from getting that elusive first title. This franchise has never had one. Justin, way different situation. I think we expanded after year five, after year four, going into year five. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, because this is Justin's fifth year, and it was a learning process. We Jose and I kind of researched best ways to do it. That was 1 year we only had 8 locks instead of our usual 12 or 13. And we had the expansion draft with Scott and Justin. And a big fear of ours was, is this too imbalanced? Is it going to be too big of a hill to climb? Are they going to be screwed forever? Well, Scott, I think, made the playoffs in year 2. Justin has truly built this team from the ground up. Lamar Jackson was an expansion draft player who, again, he couldn't play. I would have locked him if I knew he could fucking play quarterback. He took him from me because he's a running back that can't throw at the time. So I actually put him out there as bait because I didn't want him to take my other guys. I'm like, here, take Lamar. Well, silly me.
That's right.
So, Lamar Jackson, Rashad White drafted, Josh Jacobs drafted. That was his first year in. Was Josh Jacobs here? Amon-Ra drafted. Stephon Diggs, he traded for him. And Njoku, free agent. He acquired Mostert this year. He acquired Mixon in a trade. But yeah, Tony Pollard drafted, C.J. Stroud drafted, Devontae Smith drafted, Addison, Marvin Mims, all these guys. Like this is very much this is the built versus bot bowl. It feels like 'cause this
Okay.
Joe's team is that's a pretty good name actually. Let's pin that one. I at a glance, maybe Justin Tucker. I'm trying to think of any players that were drafted on this team. I don't really
Versus
know where
Bob.
Aaron Jones came from. Um, but yeah,
I think,
it's
yeah.
it's exciting to see an expansion team not only make the playoffs but lead the league. Like we now know that it was balanced. These guys came in, paid their dues. Justin is he's his fifth year in now and second time in the playoffs, first time getting a playoff win, and he's trying to become not only the first expansion team to win a championship, but get the first one in his franchise's history. At least the two times are safe. No one's catching you and Jose Williams.
That's right. That's
No
right.
three times coming this year either.
Not
So
this year. Not this
Hey,
year.
gotta sit
real
back.
quick sidebar. Aaron Jones was traded by me. I had him on my team, and
I
I
traded
traded
him
to
to
you.
you. That's right.
Yeah. So and that was with Jacob when Jacob was managing the team.
Oh, I remember that.
Yes,
Because that's how I
Yeah,
acquired Alvin Kamara.
that's
that's right.
right. I remember in the off season because Aaron Jones was sharing with Jamal Williams and he was just never getting work. And I was like, Fonz, you wanna give me a third for this guy? You're like, sure. And then he finally scored. He was like, okay, well, but yeah, Jalen Hurts bot, McCaffrey bot, Eckler bot, Evans, Devontae, Kelsey, Connor, Aaron Jones, all bot. I don't know about
yeah.
Justin Tucker. He's the only one I don't know for sure.
Let's see.
Mm,
What I see on here, drafted
He drafted? Okay. That's the one.
by
you know
Greg.
what?
By Greg. It was drafted
Okay.
by Greg. So he just stayed on the roster.
Well, given how few draft picks Joe has in his future, this is going to stay. It's going to stay that way for a while.
Uh,
All right. What do you say we set the lineup? Set the lineups here, or should we do the turd bowl first? I forgot about. We already set this one up. Might as well do this one.
Yeah, fuck the turtle.
Oh,
yeah. No one cares about that
all right.
one.
Yeah.
You want to start the lineup set here?
Yeah, so let's go with the bot team. All right. Spent the big money bags over here. He's got Jalen Hurts, Christian McCaffrey, Austin Eckler, Mike Evans, Devontae Adams, Travis Kelsey, James Conner, Aaron Jones, Justin Tucker, and the Buffalo's defense all in his starting lineup right now. Um, I don't know how much you would want us or how much they were because I don't think Philadelphia's grabbed or secured anything yet. Like there's still some changes that could happen in the there. They could still grab the lead in the division.
Yeah, they
So
still need to. They still need to play.
they still need to play on there. So yeah, must start. Christian McCaffrey against the Commanders. That one might be something that we probably look and consider that they might bench him or not play the full game on that one.
He might have 40 points by then. Just we got an
I was gonna
angry
say that's why
Niners
I was
team.
laughing because like I was like, yeah, he might play just half the game, but he's probably still gonna put up like 20 points still.
Got a pissed off
uh,
Niners team against a Washington team that doesn't want to win. That's a bad combo there.
yeah. Then you got Eckler going against the Broncos at Denver. Um, I I feel like the Chargers don't have much to play for either, so that'd be a good start. Um, but just off on the bench on there, I don't. Maybe Jake Ferguson over Travis Kelsey just because of the way they've been playing lately, but nah, I don't think that's a hard decision to make on there. So I think on Joe's side, I'd pretty much leave it the way it is.
The two guys who've been struggling the most, Austin Eckler and Devontae Adams, are who I was glancing at. Because Eckler, man, 5, 4, 2.7. He had a 16, but then 3 and then 8. He's just not been the same guy. And Devontae, this last week was weird because they got a lead thanks to their defense. And their coach was like, yeah, Aiden, you're not throwing the ball at all. So he basically just stopped.
Oh, I thought I saw that. I was like, dude, I think I even heard the commentator saying he hasn't thrown the ball since like the end of the beginning of the third quarter or something
Well,
like
he didn't
that.
need to.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
didn't need
right.
to. He just had to run the clock out. Like, run the clock out, let Mahomes make his mistakes, and we're good. We're going to win this game.
So that was game scripting. Devontae hasn't been the same, but there's nobody when we're talking about the two
You got to start
Commanders
him.
wide receivers. Yeah, I mean, the only names of interest, Damian Pierce, like you said, Dalton Schultz, Jake Ferguson. You don't want to get cute, man. I know Kelsey's starting to not look like the same Kelsey. Everyone wants to be stupid and blame Taylor Swift, but he's still Kelsey, and they're
Right.
playing
Yeah.
Cincinnati. Yeah.
I mean that'd be the only thing that I would really like say that you had to really look at. And yeah, you say you don't want to get cute, but the Cowboys are playing at home against the Lions. Yeah, something to play for. Jake Ferguson and the Cowboys play good at home on their turf. I just feel like Jake Ferguson is going to have a game, um, but um, but the way that the Chiefs are playing, they're bound. You just can't bench Kelsey. Like that's hard.
Yeah, Ferguson 4 straight games with exactly 8 targets. So he's got a steady workload there. They are better at home. You're not afraid of the Lions defense. There's actually like a decent chance Ferguson scores. But
Yeah, but
it's
yeah,
Kelsey.
exactly. Like, I mean, it's something you got to look at closely. But
I
everything else I leave the same on there.
Yeah, I would leave everything the same. Um, if
Imagine you
Aaron
lose the
Jones,
championship because Travis Kelsey outscored Jake Ferguson. Like, can
Jake
you? What,
Ferguson.
it's like I said with your brother. Like, what can you live? You didn't start Shaheed, so what? It made no sense to do that. But
right?
if you bench Kelsey and you got to go around and look your family in the eye and say, "I lost because I benched
I
Travis
bench
Kelsey,"
Kelsey. Yeah, like what the fuck is wrong with you?
My family would not care.
they would know.
They would not. I'm like, what are you looking at me like that for? I did something really bad, something really stupid.
Joe
I was gonna
Schmo will
say,
look his wife in the eye and say, "Sorry, honey, we're having Sonic tonight because I didn't win first place."
I wouldn't be mad at that, all right? I'll get the follow. Chili cheese, please.
Sorry, we're saying.
if Aaron Jones doesn't play this week, which I doubted, then I would put Ferguson. Would consider Ferguson,
Oh,
but
Or
okay.
Pierce and any of the um yeah, no Commanders, no, don't touch Washington. So
yeah,
basically over Damian Pierce is what you're saying.
for sure. Yeah,
That's
if
like the
Aaron Jones
Singletary
doesn't,
show in Houston now.
it is.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
Singletary's just been taking the lead on that
which
lately.
is wild. If you talk about Damian Pierce last year, we were like, "Oh, Damian
Oh
Pierce
yeah.
looks good. He's the guy."
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, he took that. He took that job.
Oh,
Um,
that's a draft. He drafted Damian Pierce last year.
okay,
Yeah, but he's not. Yeah, yeah,
He
okay. But
doesn't
we
even
weren't.
use him.
Yeah, it doesn't even use him. Yeah, he can't use him.
he's not even a
The
yeah.
teams. Yeah, all the starters are all bought.
So I say you stay confident with what you have, Justin. Do not change shit. Don't get cute with it.
Joe.
Joe, I'm sorry, Joe. Yes.
What, what did you say?
I said
He said
Justin.
Justin.
I meant Joe.
Oh,
Mhm.
He's been cursing Justin's name for a week. That's what stuck in there.
Yeah, fucking Justin, stupid.
fucking
Uh,
nightmares and shit.
so yeah, leave it as is. Leave it as is, Joe.
And there you have it, Joe. I think we're all in agreement to
Well,
leave it as is.
actually, what I had the biggest question on was the defense because he's got Buffalo in over Baltimore.
They're in New England.
Right. But they've looked a little bit better under Bailey Zappi. And who's Baltimore playing?
Miami.
I'm speaking as a guy who started Pittsburgh's defense against New England and got like 1 point because Bailey Zappi decided he's the fucking next Tom Brady on that particular game.
Yeah,
And yeah, they're coming off a win against New England. It's a division game. The weather is probably going to be shit. It's probably safe, but
yeah.
Baltimore just looked like world beaters. You know what? That's actually a reason I wanted it's an important game because Baltimore and Miami are actually tied for first place.
I want to
Baltimore's
say, yeah,
defense is pretty solid.
but
Um,
yeah, this is an important game, so I'm
I,
not.
I
I guess I'm not
yeah.
completely against your suggestion because they had to show up, and they are playing in Baltimore. So
I take it
I will
back.
leave it as
Give
this. I
me
will leave it as this.
Give me Bailey Zappi in bad weather
Yes.
because just because I'm remembering what happens to these teams, like what happened to the Cowboys after a big win, and what happened to the Niners after they beat the Cowboys. That sometimes these teams just like they feel like they won a playoff game and they kind of take a back seat. They can't really afford that against Miami, but I could see it happening. Now, do I see Bailey Zappi going into shit weather in Buffalo and performing? Probably not. Not really.
yeah, you're right. More highly likely that Buffalo's going to dominate that game.
Yeah, yeah. So it's it's just something to think about. Miami does have way more
And
playmakers.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not completely disagreement with you on that,
Nah.
but yeah, it's
Leave it as is. Leave it as is.
whew.
Oh,
It's a big decision. Kelsey, two decisions: Kelsey and Buffalo's defense.
Kelsey, you're leaving.
Yeah, no,
Don't
I
touch
was
him.
just something that we suggested, talked about.
all right. Yeah. All right. What else? Justin.
On to Justin's side. Oh, I'm sorry. Right now, current projection right now for Joe is 122.27 fantasy points there. Justin is projected right now 104.84. So Joe is heavily favored in this matchup right now. On Justin's side, Lamar Jackson, Rashad White, Josh Jacobs, the Sun God, Stephon Diggs, David Njoku, Raheem Mostert, Joe Mixon, Jason Myers, and the Raiders defense, who he just acquired last night on the waiver
He
wires.
he finally spent a dollar. He had spent no money all season.
Yeah, we
That's where
were
you fucked up.
gonna, yeah, yeah.
That's where you fucked up.
All season,
You.
he just didn't spend any money, and then he finally spent it on the defense, which was a good move. Because I don't know if how the Cowboys defense is gonna do against the Lions, which is how well they've been playing. So I do like the move again with the Raiders going against the Colts. So we'll see how that turns out.
The Raiders have been kind of on fire lately.
Man, just
Last
Mad
three
Max,
games,
man. Like
it's
he's such a
well,
disappointment.
and back-to-back 20-point games. This last one against Pat Mahomes, and we all saw what he did to Easton Stick a couple weeks ago. Like they're playing with confidence. They seem to be rallying around that new coach because they're just so happy Josh McDaniels is gone. And the week before that, everyone made fun of them because they lost 3-0 to Minnesota, but they still held Minnesota to 3 points, and they had 5 sacks in that game. So, yeah, just Max Crosby against Gardner Minshew. I don't hate it.
Yeah, yeah, I don't
I
hate
don't
it
hate it.
either. I like it, but man, if only we get that story. Just not spending any money the whole season. What a flex that would have been.
Well, he could have spent $0 and got him. I wish he
That's
would
the
have
worst
spent all
part.
100. I wish he had spent all 100 on the Raiders defense.
Oh man. But yeah, on his bench, he's got C.J. Stroud, Pollard, Lockett, Smith, Devontae Smith, Marvin Mims, Jordan Addison, and Dallas Goddard, along with the Cowboys defense. I don't know if you start anyone else from that bench on there. Maybe
Um,
consider Pollard, but I mean, I don't know.
I think Rashad White and Raheem Mostert are the automatic locks. Now, Mostert, apparently he messed up his ankle during the game and he didn't practice today. So he's not a guarantee. We'll see what happens Thursday, Friday. That might make his decision a little easier. Um, but the other guy, Stephon Diggs, has been rough for 3 straight games 2.4, 4.8, 2.9. Playing against New England. When he played New England, he had 6 for 58 and a touchdown. This game is in Buffalo. I don't know what the weather looks like. Uh, it's a big name. It's almost Kelsey like or Devontae Adams like like big name, but can you trust it? And then on the bench, he's got viable. You got Devontae Smith going against Arizona, a very beatable bad defense, and Pollard. Pollard's been hard to trust. I'd be a little afraid of
But they're playing at home. They need to establish a run game.
that. Cowboys.
I mean, Dak has been really good with the ball in the air at home lately. He's been playing good.
I think it's a
So
big
maybe they
Dak
don't need to
game.
rely too much.
The Lions run D is pretty good.
Oh yeah, I forget about Hutchinson, Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess you're right about Devontae Smith going against Arizona. That may be one to consider. But man, that's tough
But like over
because you
Diggs,
like his lineup. You like his lineup right now. Like they're all top dogs. But like you've been saying, Stephon Diggs hasn't been performing that well.
I might check the weather. Check the weather in Philly, check the weather in Buffalo. They are actually very close to each other. But some fantasy people say they don't care about it, but I don't know. If there's a fucking blizzard and it's just a run heavy game and my guy's not catching the ball, I'd be like, yeah, of course I'm not throwing it. They can't see anything.
But
I'd
Buffalo, you
rather
think Buffalo would be used to it, right?
well, no, they can't simulate that until the end of the season. I don't know. You can look in the history of snow games. It's really easy to overthink. And Devontae Smith is the number two. I wish this game was in Arizona because you're indoors at that point. I don't really know what Philly looks like. That's kind of the only one I'm thinking about. I think I like Jacobs, Rashad White, Mostert, and Mixon, all of them over Tony Pollard.
Yeah, I think I agree with you only because Mostert did miss practice today. They're playing Sunday. I have a feeling Mostert might not play this week, so you put in Devontae Smith for Mostert.
You would do Smith over Pollard if one guy got to go up.
I don't. I wouldn't start Pollard.
So
Uh,
yes, Smith over Pollard
yeah,
if Mostert's out.
if Mostert's out, correct.
Yeah, I
But
think I like
Diggs,
Devontae Smith on there.
but Diggs over Smith.
I just Diggs is at some point they're gonna have to use him, right? Like I don't know.
I
You would
think he
That's
think.
tough.
starts. Yeah, I think he starts Stephon Diggs this week.
It's a
Uh,
championship game.
I mean, you don't know because yeah, but like Stephon Diggs is going to do well.
Like
I'm putting
Mario said, just watch that
Stephon
weather.
Diggs in.
Watch the weather closely, and that'll probably help
Gabe,
you make a decision.
and here's why too. Like Gabe Davis had a really good game last week. So that means Gabe Davis is going to put up 0 points this week, and Stephon Diggs will get all the balls, all of them. Uh, yeah, I just don't like Raheem Mostert. He's injury prone, so like if he's already injured, I feel like the likelihood of him doing well if he starts, um, I would be very scared of that. But I hopefully they just make a call and say, no, let's just leave him out, let him rest. So it's an easier call on Justin's part. But I think if that does happen, yeah, I like the matchup.
Devontae
Devontae
Smith
Smith against
over
Arizona
Pollard.
over Pollard. Honestly, and I'm gonna say a bold move here. You
Well,
sit
now you're
Raiders
bold.
defense. You sit Raiders defense and you start the Cowboys defense because the Cowboys have brought you in this all the way. Let them bring you home. Let them bring you home.
Uh, I, I, Cowboys games are so hard to predict. I think it might be a little shootout. Shootout in Detroit. You see like a 31-24 game. Um, I don't know. Our defense hasn't looked all that scary. They got a good offensive line. Jared Goff with time. And that was sort of his thinking too. He's like, I need to root for Amon-Ra. I don't want to be rooting for Amon-Ra to score when I have the Cowboys defense.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Wow.
Well,
Yeah, that's why
Sit,
I like the I
sit
like
I'm
him on
so
picking the
high on the
Raiders.
Raiders right now. I'm so happy with
Yeah.
them 2 weeks ago. The only fucking player that performed on my playoff team, and fucking back-to-back weeks just shut down Mahomes. Like that team is just fired up right now. They're trending up. I feel like
Yeah,
they're
I like it.
they're going to be my sleeper defense next year, but now fucking secrets out.
I think I had them at the beginning of the year. Double check.
You don't have them now. Doesn't matter.
No.
They were trash under McDaniels. Um, okay, it's tough for me between Pollard and Smith.
All right, here we go. This is what I would do. Fuck it, right? Sit Amonra St. Brown.
That's stupid.
You put Devontae Smith in there. You start the
Okay.
Cowboys defense.
Oh
You sit
Lord,
Mostert, and you put in Pollard.
Oh,
you just
that
carved
just
up this whole
sounds
roster.
that sounds horrible. Would be worse is you were right at the end of all this.
Yeah.
Remember this, because I might be right.
Um. All right. Well,
That's all I got.
with the lineup as is, Justin's about about a 16 and a half point underdog. So time to pick him. Our final,
Oh, damn.
if we don't count the loser bowl, which we'll get to in a second.
I'm gonna root for Joe because we're never gonna see him here again. And Justin, I'm almost positive we're gonna see Justin here again next season. So yeah, I'm rooting for Joe this season.
Man,
This is tough. This is tough. I want to root for.
you're picking rooting, and you're not even picking winner. You say, "Who am I rooting for?" Okay.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean that's what they're technically doing, anyways, right?
No, I picked you. I picked against myself 3 times in the Pick'em challenge, and that's why I won it.
I am gonna pick. I'm gonna pick Joe. Um, I. It's hard because I want to root for Justin, but one, he beat me. Two, I know he built his team. I do like that. It's honorable. But yeah, I
It's
think
honorable.
Joe. I think. I think Joe. Yeah, like he's not gonna see. He's not gonna be. He's gonna go to tier 3 next year probably. He's not gonna see the day of light for a while. So like, enjoy it. He's gonna be me when besides the back to back, but when it's championship, and then it'll be 5 years till he gets there again.
I think his best bet to recover would be to sell McCaffrey.
Get some picks back. Yeah, I mean, if he's healthy, who's not going to want? What contender's not going to want the free fucking 20 points at that position
Yeah.
Yeah,
every
I'm
week?
going
So
Joe. I'm going Joe.
it's not for sure. He could always sell and get more. Um, it's funny for all the same reasons you guys are saying. Man, I grew up my whole life rooting against the Yankees, rooting against the Lakers. I've never liked teams who just see the best thing. Or like, yeah, give me that, and they just build up from there. Like they didn't go through the proper channels. From San Antonio, man, we draft and we build with role players. So I like the way Justin's team is built from the ground up. Feels like he got here through the careful carving of 5 grueling years. Second time in the playoffs, first time as expansion team. I'm rooting for the underdog to my blood.
All right.
Um,
Either way, let's
the,
hope for a good, exciting matchup here.
yeah. And speaking of, Mons, I don't know how much you want to let out of the bag, but you've been working on a little bit of a project that hopefully we can air. Maybe not on here, but maybe on a social media page or sleeper group.
Yeah. I'm working on a little project here. First time since we got video podcast going here, but now since we got a YouTube channel, I can put it up on somewhere for everyone to see. But I'm trying to put together just a little promo of the matchup of our championship. And of Joe versus Justin and see how that goes for this year. And it'll be something I wanted to do every year for all the finals for now on. So uh, when I put it out, hopefully I'll have it done by Saturday. I don't know if I'll have it done by tomorrow. I would like to ideally, but there's it's been a little struggle right now. I did one project. I did one. This got a lot of feedback. I already did one slide. I'm sorry. Got a lot of feedback on it, and I'm probably had to change it up the whole thing again. So I just wanted to look as good and be as fun as possible. Hopefully Justin and Joey, hopefully you guys will like it. This is really for you guys, and hopefully the league will look have something to look forward to when they go into the finals anytime in the future.
I've seen a couple snippets here and there. I think if I was Justin or Joe, I'd be excited looking at that. I would just be amped up, fired up, and hopefully the rest of the guys that take a look on it. You put together a lot in 48 hours because I think we were talking about the idea like 2 nights ago, and the fact that you had a finished thing or a near finished thing to even model today I was pretty caught off guard, and even more so when I started looking at. What I saw versus what I expected. I was like, oh shit, okay. So it'll be fun when it gets released, and appreciate again all the additions you brought to the squad since you've officially joined the podcast. I think you've leapt pretty close to the front of the line as we were all kind of getting fatigued on here. Like even right now we're in like the finals preview, and we just got your brother.
The wheels falling off the wagon here.
They are.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
well, they've been good. I was telling you, I think it's one of the fun things about the league that I think separates us from the standard league. That you might play in with your work friends or whatever. Like this dynasty, 9 years in the making, the legacy, the history of playoffs and records and championships and head to heads, the sleeper chat, the expansion that we've had, the podcast, the video component, like it's all things we do just to try to add to the fun of the league. So hopefully the league members and mates appreciate as we kind of dwindle down and get to the end here. And yeah, I know I've been excited to see a lot of the stuff you've been putting out.
Awesome, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Any compliments from you, Will? All
As good as it gets.
right, thank you.
Well, before we sign
You're
off,
doing great. You're doing great.
we're gonna give this shit bowl all the attention it deserves, which is about 90 seconds. Noe Noe versus
That's a lot.
uh, Miller. Noe currently a 4-point favorite. Their lineups are exactly the same. Dearness Johnson and Travis Etienne are both in the starting lineup for
No
no,
way.
let's see. He's got three Jaguars: T. Law, Etienne, Dearness Johnson, Pickens, London, Pitts, Zay Flowers, Sanders, Jake Elliott, Eagles defense. One change: get Jared Goff in against
I
the
just
Cowboys.
saw that. Yeah, I just saw that. I like that. Yeah, Jared Goff, get him in there.
Get him in. I call it a shootout game. Jared Goff is going to have plenty of time to throw. He's got that stout offensive line. Big game coming for the receivers,
Mhm.
and that's it. And then on the other side, for Miller, Will Levis, Antonio Gibson, Kareem Hunt, Cooper Kupp, Gabe Davis, Evan Ingram, KJ Osborne. I like that play if Addison doesn't play. Dontavian Wicks, he might not play. Digger the kicker and Steelers defense. Lancing at the bench. Man, it is rough. It is rough out here.
Leave it as is. Because I don't like anybody else on this bitch.
Yeah, damn. Darnell Mooney is wide receiver 80 on the year.
God.
Holy cow. Yeah, leave it as is. Maybe get Wicks out if he doesn't play. But time to pick Noe versus Miller, who will be eating shit all off season.
It's going to be Noe.
Oh,
Yeah, Miller's going to win this one. It's going to be Noe.
Dang.
yeah.
Oh, this is tough. This is very, very tough. Uh, I'm gonna say Miller is going to win the Shipple, lose
All
the
right.
Shipple.
Split picks. Split picks. Um, just just so that Uh, we have something to cheese Noe about Mr. Eagle, Mr. Eagles chant all season. I'm
Yeah.
going to be rooting for Miller to avoid shit championship, and we'll mail the toilet bowl to Jose so he can personally walk it over to Noe's house and
That
hand
would be
it
nice.
over. All right, that's it. We lost Fonz, I think.
He's in the restroom.
Really? I just said there's the last thing. We're doing 90 seconds. God damn, this is
There's
you at
30
Godzilla all
seconds.
over again.
30 seconds too long. There he is.
Oh, can't wait. There you go. You couldn't wait. We're like signing
Dude,
out.
I had been holding since we started the podcast, so an hour and a half, all right, dude? Yeah.
All right,
Woo!
fair enough. Well, you killed my momentum, but we're done. We're out of here.
All right. Big
I
Willie
killed you.
signing out. Good luck,
Later.
everybody.